Welcome to 330 to go. Don't change that dial. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Akron's hottest and fastest growing show, 330 to go. I'm your host, Hank Forrester, coming to you live from Staff Music over in the east side of Akron. I have been all over the place these past few weeks, but I finally get to sit down once again next to my co-host. Big round of applause for Sarah.
Nobody gave me a round of applause. Where's my round of applause?
Oh, you want the round of applause for real?
I'm really glad to be here. How you doing today, Hank?
I'm just living the dream.
Always living the dream.
Always.
Today's episode is brought to us by Sheena's Platinum Movements. I'm going to give you guys that phone number. It's 330-331-9430. If you don't know what Sheena's Platinum Movements is, it's a dance studio. Huge dance lover in our family, and my girls love to dance. So if you're looking for a new dance studio, head over to Sheena's Platinum Movements or give her a call to check it out. Again, 330-331-9430.
And my daughters dance there. So I'm also a client. I could say it that way, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm a hair client or something. And Desert Song. All right. So you saw the massage I got.
Yes.
Okay. And I know you were jelly. All right.
I am. I
but
wanted
it hurt.
to be there.
It hurt. So I'm going.
I need one. I should call them.
Well, I'm going back. I'm going back this week.
What?
Well, see, you got to remember. So the first time it was, hey, let's show what we do.
Okay.
And then now this time it's like, I need a massage.
You need like an actual
But I'm
massage.
thinking about going live on like Instagram or something to show like what the real thing looks like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'll talk it through probably stupidly. You know how I am. But she's located in the Cuyahoga Falls area. It's Desert Song Massage Therapy. Dorothy's an LMT, right? Licensed massage therapist.
Yep.
Okay. And her number is 330-221-0886. And then bring on the puppies.
Pause of perfection.
Did you see all the stuff?
Tell me about the puppies.
Have
I'm
you seen the
obsessed with
pictures?
all the puppies.
The pictures
I
I've
have
been
seen
putting
the
up.
pictures, yeah.
Okay, so they're located. And by the way, I'm going to reach out to them. They're a new sponsor of ours, and they had run a promotion up until yesterday. So I'm going to reach out to them to see if we could get like a special 330 to go audience viewer promotion.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll do that. Okay, but they're right up north of here. So they're on the intersection of 43 and Talmadge Avenue. So
Okay.
they're considered like 5 minutes from Kent.
Yeah.
They're only like a 10 to 15 minute drive from most parts of Akron. Okay. And they have there's 4 or 5, 6 grooming tables, and they go big dogs, little dogs, all dogs, right? And cats, all right?
Ooh, they do the kitties
But the
too.
cat is a special scenario. The cat can't obviously be in there with the dogs. It's point being, I got to see 3 or 4 dogs being groomed, and it was just I don't do that, right? My dog is a short hair Rottweiler, whatever, pit
Yeah,
bull.
mine doesn't get groomed either.
Yeah.
I have a short hair.
But these were all those poofy, cute, the poofy dogs, you know.
But do they do nail clipping?
They clipped they did everything while I was there. They did everything while I was there.
Okay.
It was amazing.
I might have to take Rubble.
And they do like pet what's the word, therapy, and make them feel nice or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, yeah. So check that place
Pet
out.
massages.
Just
Just like your massage.
Exactly. Paws of Perfection. Their number is 330-968-6684. Again, I'll reach out to them and see if they can do a special promotion. But hey, we're not here to talk about puppies.
We are not.
Not at all.
We're here to talk about music.
Music. And here we are
Yes.
at Staff Music. They are on the Strip, which is just to the north of Hamburger Station. Everybody knows Hamburger Station in Ellet, okay? And here we are, with our host, who is bringing us, allowing us to be with him today. Let's have a big round of applause. This time I'll do it again for Mr. Dig East.
Love it.
There you go.
I thought that
Hosting us in the store,
co-host.
right?
There you go.
We are your guests.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We always love to ask every guest about their Akron story. So we're going to start off with that question. What is your Akron story? How did you end up here?
Everything's my Akron story.
Everything.
Everything
Well, tell
comes
us a
back
little
to
bit about it.
Akron. Just always been in Akron. I grew up actually in Uniontown. You know,
Close.
started in Akron. Where of course the store's been here since the '60s. So I love it. The older I get, the more I appreciate Akron.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just walking out the back door, seeing the blimp.
Yeah, I just saw it as I came in.
It's like, to this day, I don't know why, but you see that, it's like, yeah, I'm home.
I know. I feel the same way. I moved away for about 4 years and came back to this area, and I just love it here. People are always asking me, like, you want to stay in that area? I'm like, yeah, this is my city. This is my town. So.
Other than about 4 months worth of weather, I could do the
sometimes
change
the weather,
on that.
I'll
but,
admit.
everything else is just.
When it snows
I love
in late March, early April, I'm kind of done with that. But other than that, it's good. So let's talk about the shop. What is the history of the shop? You just said that you opened in the 60s. So.
Well, a lot of people, musicians, know of Virgil A. He's was a real famous luthier, worked with Joe Walsh, a lot of different people, you know. He and Dad and his brother Ray were in bands together back in the 60s. They started the business making guitars. They're somewhere out there floating, staff guitars and stuff. So they were doing that. In 64 it started. 68, it was down on High Street. 68, the city was doing something down there, so they had to move. Virgil wanted to stay in the repair end of it and stuff, so he went to Kenmore, opened up Lay's Guitar Repair. Still going strong. Great company. Dad came out here and we started, you know, he was more into the retail end and, you know, buying and selling, and been going at it ever since. You can go on our website, the About page or whatever, and it has a timeline of a lot of that stuff. And it's been some crazy times, you know, especially back in the 70s. Things were really booming for us back then. A lot of anything from doing shows and concerts and sound stuff to we had all kinds of different franchises, Gibson and whatnot. So it was pretty crazy.
That's cool. Yeah, actually, that's so funny. My husband was just saying that he needs to take his guitar to Lay's.
Yeah.
It's cool you have a connection with them because my daughter helped crack the side of his really nice Martin. So we're gonna hopefully be getting that fixed. But back to you. And I love that you said it was like really bustling in the 70s. Do you have any really cool stories from this, like, from that era that you heard?
That you can share on the air?
I was going to say some of them.
I love stories of just stuff that's going on. Yeah. Keep it semi-clean.
Well, saying the 70s is pretty much all you need to know about that. I mean, we'd have
who came in?
Stars
any
come
big,
in. Oh, yeah. Well, Joe Walsh was from. Dad used to kick him out of the store all the time because he'd come in and just fingering up every guitar. Like, you want to buy anything, kid? You know, get out of here, get out. So just stuff like that, and just a lot of activity. We were doing. We had a repair department here, and just it was a different time. Definitely, people running around in various mental conditions.
Sure.
Well, and
Not
and
quite the
and,
same.
and
Yeah.
this is the high time of rock at that point. So
Literally.
you're going from like doo-wop rock in the 50s into the psychedelic type stuff in the 60s. Then the 70s was more of that disco era.
Yeah.
And then now you're on the what I would consider the golden age of rock, which would be the 80s, right? So I mean, you've gotten a chance to kind of go through that whole journey, and it's
Golden age. Not everyone would agree with you.
no, I'm old.
Well, yeah.
us
The
us
80s.
us
To me, the
Gen,
70s was
Yeah,
the
my
golden
husband
age,
would be
so,
like,
yeah.
us
skip
Gen
the 80s
Xers
for
are
sure.
when I say rock, I think 80s, and then I know friends of mine will say they think 90s because
Yep.
of grunge, right?
Yeah, that's what he loves.
Yeah,
and
and
he
it-
loves 70s and
right.
60s.
I think 70s, like, Van
But
Halen
as far as
and
well, I'm counting that end of the 70s into the 80s because
Okay.
the Van Halen was what 77, 78,
right when it
and
first
but then they
came around,
went big in 80s, right, with the jumps and all that good stuff. So that's my point. I mean,
Right.
but you've gotten to see all of that kind of morph, and now here we are in a day where rock is a different thing. I would say. Would you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
it's changed. Just different kinds of music going on. Lots of hip hop.
the way you find it has changed. Even in the 70s into the 80s, it was going from just rock and roll. It used to be you turn on a rock station. Well, then it was this kind of rock, that kind of rock. The disco came in, for better or worse. You had punk starting to really take off and stuff
Yeah.
then. So you had all these different things that were still under the umbrella of rock. Well, it's the same thing, but now not only do we have the different music, but different ways to hear it.
Mhm.
The semi-demise of record labels. Now you got independent labels, and you hear it on the internet and YouTube, whatnot.
Right.
So it's just it's a different game.
Yeah, it
Completely
totally
different
is.
game in the music. But as far as the artists and as far as selling guitars and
Mhm.
stuff like that, that's changed drastically.
Yeah,
Totally
absolutely.
different type of business than what it was.
Okay.
I'm going to give a shout out to Christopher Hott, who said, Dig is the man. Do you know who that is?
Yeah. Hudson Run.
All right. So we just had to give a shout out to
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
because
yeah.
That was a nice comment.
Yeah, Hudson Run. Good guy.
So
Get in here and buy a guitar.
yeah,
Chris.
there you go. How did you come up with this name?
It was actually just one of those silly things. To my knowledge, Dad's getting a little old, so when he tells a story, I'm not sure how much validity. He doesn't remember a lot of it, but I think it was just as simple as a music staff,
Mhm.
staff music.
And that was it.
That was it.
Nice and simple.
He and Virgil just kind of came up with that, and okay, we'll go with that. I get that's
Mhm.
my understanding. There's no Mr. or Mrs. Staff, although Mom and Dad have always been called Ma and Pa Staff, but
Right.
yeah, a
kinda
lot of
cool.
people, I thought your last name was Staff. I'm like,
No.
no, just a name.
Dave Thomas says he loves this. Congrats.
Preacher.
Okay. So there's Dave checking in. All right. So I want to talk about product real quick. All right. So when I think staff music and you think, oh, it's just a guitar place. Okay. Just where I'm sitting right now, I spy with my little eye. I see
Love it.
speakers. I see amps. I see keyboards. And it's funny because you said we're not a keyboard place, but you've got I'm looking
got
at like
about
10
a dozen of
keyboards
them
right
in
now,
here
right?
Yeah.
I see all kinds of drums. The room next door is like nothing but drums.
Right.
Okay. And then I'm looking at all the guitars along the wall. There are acoustic guitars. There are electric guitars. There's bass guitars. Do you have any double bass?
Not it. We used to stock one all the time, and
Okay.
it's just we're getting so confined
Right,
as
right.
far as room.
I mean,
it just takes up so much room.
You can see if
we
you
can
look
get
at
them though.
if you look at the video over Dig's head right now, you can see the handles of all the guitars that are all lined up and hanging on the walls.
Yep.
Okay, and it's interesting because behind that, you've also got all these accessories all over the place. There's a barrel of drumsticks just to my right that have like 30 sets of drumsticks right there. You've got straps, different kinds of straps for every kind of guitar strap that you can think of is on the walls. And
I think we added it up. We've got over a mile of straps.
I'm looking at a Steelers one and a Cavs one right next to each other. You got to fix that.
Well, yeah. Well, there were Browns ones there, but they sold.
And then
Okay.
there's
That tells
ACDC
you.
and Pink Floyd are over there. I see that and
Yep.
Kiss.
We got the Beatles
Yeah.
in the middle.
Cleveland Indians drumsticks, Browns
Right.
drumsticks.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the point is, when you say this is just a music store or it's just a guitar place, oh no, it's not. There's a ton of stuff in here. All like it's like the word you used was It's like a professional garage sale of music stuff.
Exactly. That's kind of what we do. I mean, you can go online these days and get and the prices are preset. It's called MAP. It's what everybody has to sell for. No lower. At least, you can't advertise lower. So everybody's got that, and from the mega stores to the whatever, So we're really about trying to find deals, used stuff. But you can save some money, and it's just better bang for the buck, really.
Yeah, nice.
That's our main thing. So we're always scouring. It's the gear hound. That's where that comes from. We're always just looking for stuff.
So people want to sell things. Can they bring that stuff here too?
Absolutely. We do consignments.
Okay.
Now I'm going to go into salesman mode.
No,
but
go ahead.
We've
No,
got
tell
like
us.
the lowest consignment fees. We only do 10% or
Wow.
$20, whichever is greater.
Okay.
And it's
That's
real.
great.
There's no minimum contracts. Bring it in. We try to sell it for you. If you sell it, pick it
works.
up.
Yeah.
We rip up the paperwork.
Wow,
So-
that's really great.
And of course, we do buy cash, but for less.
We got a comment coming in from Dave.
Yeah, Dave said no place to shop than staff, lifetime support and service with staff. You get a relationship.
Dave.
He should do your advertising. I mean, really.
Actually, Preacher's he used to
That
do
was
the
great.
announcements and stuff at racetracks.
Okay.
He's got
He's got a
big
really
time
good
radio
voice.
voice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like he should do
He's-
announcements for you.
He's like
Announcing
a brother to
commercials.
me. He really is. He's a good guy.
We got Deb checking
Thanks,
in.
Dave. I'll get your money to you later.
Todd Turner's checking in. We got Debbie.
Todd.
Deb Myers checking in.
Yeah. Dave also said usually what he doesn't have, he'll get, which you
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll
you don't
find
carry the double bass anymore, but if you need one, he'll
Uh-huh.
get one for you.
Give me a week or two and it'll be here.
Todd Turner saying it's a great music store. Deb Meyer says she loved going in there just to play instruments. So everyone has really great comments for you, and just very
Cool.
supportive for sure.
Good to hear.
So you were saying you have good prices here, especially on the used stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you can come in and check out all this great stuff. I know my husband's going to want to come in after this.
Bring him
So
down here. I'll give him a deal.
are you ready for a tour?
Well, we got
We got more stuff.
there's
to talk
another
about.
question there. It's service wise. They do other stuff.
Okay.
So it's not just music. So as far as like, what kind of services do you offer in terms of maybe lessons or how's that all work?
Pretty much anything. Lessons wise, I teach. We don't have a real lesson department here, but I teach over at Taylor Band, which is over in the plaza. It's a block and a half north of here.
Okay.
Good guys. I've taught there for a long time. It's just easier. They've got the bigger mall location, and in here, I've got a bunch of drums and a bunch of PA gear that just came in yesterday. I'm like, where the heck am I going to put them? So I've got it. So trying to have lessons, and you have to have a waiting area for little Johnny, little Susie, the brothers that are.
The mom.
And we just
hanging
don't
out,
have
yeah.
that room here. So I teach over there. Service wise, we do setups for guitars, things like that. Electronic repair. I've got Sam Lease doing our electronic repair for us. So, and anything beyond that needs done, if we can't do it, just like with the selling too, as far as service. I've been doing this since the '60s, so I know people that
Right. You'll send people to the right
everybody
people
makes
if
those
you
contacts. It's not
can't
like I'm
do it.
anybody special,
Mhm.
but do have the contacts to.
Right.
I know a guy that'll do that and do you right.
Yeah.
So
That's fantastic. So
Yeah.
what do you teach? What kind of lessons?
I'm mainly a drummer. That's my.
Okay.
But I teach guitar and bass.
Nice.
What I can. It's just.
Drumming's your favorite though.
Oh yeah. I've always gone. I've played drums. Went to bass for a while. Went back to drums. Played guitar for a while. Back to drums.
I feel like
drums are
we
always
need to
my
ask
thing.
you your favorite band. I mean, we're here.
Oh,
You
that
can't.
is
That's
so
a mean
hard.
question. You
No,
can't.
it's
It all
not.
depends
It's a
on-
mean question.
It
can't
all
do
depends
that.
on
Okay,
the-
just one of
Van
your
Halen would
favorites.
definitely be
All
up
right,
there.
Van Halen's in the top.
But
You
so
can
would
do
Jimmy
that.
Buffett and Hart. Those
Okay.
are
You can have like
some
5
biggies.
of your favorites.
But actually, my main genre of music, I love old country. I was weaned on
Really?
it.
Okay.
I was
Are you a
part of
Johnny
the-
Cash fan?
Johnny Cash is okay. I'm more Buck Owens,
Okay.
George Jones. Yeah, those are my
Oh my
boys.
Waylon in that group.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
I always wanted to play with Waylon, Willie, and George Jones.
Okay.
I didn't get to do Waylon. We didn't get to do Willie. Was scheduled for Waylon, then the show got canceled for whatever reason. But did get to play with George Jones for warm up act or whatever.
Wow.
How about that?
That's cool.
So at least one of the three.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really fun.
All right. Tour wise, now it is pretty cramped. So and just so you know, we have a shadow here with us today, folks. We've got a potential new reporter that's going to be starting to help cover Akron. His name's Dan, so he's here kind of watching. So if you see this person that's on camera as I'm doing the tour, that's Dan. So I haven't come up with a name for him yet. Well, we'll figure that out.
Did Shadow?
Usually it's Dan the man. Oh, Dan the Shadow.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Akron Shadow. That would be
There
interesting.
you go.
Kinda cool.
Wow, just shows up out of nowhere.
Come up with names
Just
here.
pops up.
He's like, no.
I don't like that.
All right, so point being, I'm gonna unhook. We're gonna have to unhook in order to walk around. So we'll make this happen. So give us a few seconds here. All right, I'll leave the mics on.
All right.
We all just stand up and kind of work together here.
Yep.
You're the one that's got to get to the camera, so, and I'm the one that's got to not kick that guitar
I'm
again.
gonna walk around. I love that.
Oh, you're gonna hang that right here. We're good to go.
Well, my husband has this beautiful Martin, and now it's
All right, folks.
back for the second time. And I'm like,
Going down to the bridge, just below.
first, it's on the side of the
Oh.
car.
Because I come from the silent hole down to the bridge, that's kind of known as the Martin crack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
All right, so for the folks that are still out there watching, just hit the button, give us a thumbs up if
Yeah,
you
tell
can,
us if you can hear us.
if you can hear me, because I've gone.
We got a heart.
Yeah,
I
we
can
got a
hear
heart. Okay, yeah, you
Well,
can hear
that
fine.
doesn't count,
Yeah, it doesn't count. All right, so kind of take us down the wall. I'll follow you wherever you want to go.
Well, we can't move anywhere because we moved everything out of the way. We can go this way.
All right, we'll go that way.
All right,
Let's go that
move
way.
over here.
We'll attack it from the back.
Well, first of all, once again, I said the accessories. They also have clothing as well. You can see
Yeah,
here's
we'll throw some shirts in there every now and then. You never know.
there's some shirts, there's some straps. This is what I was talking about with the straps, folks. Look at all the straps are in behind the guitars, and you can see. I'll just kind of give an angle shot here. Look at all the guitars up there. Look at them all up alongside the side of the store, and some hanging up above. Is there a differentiation in terms of where you put them, like the more expensive
this is
ones?
kind of the semi-cream of the crop, usually on the back wall here.
Okay.
Things we don't want people to be jamming
Just
on.
cut-
Actually, I don't want people to be jamming on it, just like willy-nilly. You know, obviously try it out. But,
Sure. Okay, so the higher end brands,
Stuff over
basically.
here.
to be honest, it's really hard to organize them that much because you just get so much in. You find a spot for it.
Okay.
You know, some feature
Got it.
stuff here. Always got to stop in for some candy too. Always got candy here.
Any kind of strings you would
Yeah.
need in the back, I
Oh, yeah.
noticed. So
And we carry a
Tons
full
of-
selection of SIT. Shout out to another Akron company. Yeah,
oh, that's
Akron.
cool. Yeah, I love that.
You know, we're really wanting to support Akron as much as we can.
Yeah, there's some great
So-
Akron companies.
Oh, there are. Earthquaker
Yeah,
Devices.
Earthquaker, yeah. Do you carry them?
I do use, not new.
Used ones, yeah.
They're above my pay grade.
They-
Great
are
stuff.
amazing now.
Great stuff.
Are these pedals?
Yep.
Earthquaker's
We've got
pedals.
all
yeah.
kinds of pedals and stuff through here.
I don't do anything. I'm a saxophone guy. I've never played guitar in my life.
Yeah.
So I know kind of the lingo and stuff from covering Guitar Fest, but I don't know.
And this is a little display we built for the guitars that we're displaying with the cases. This is an old 1936 Gibson. That's kind of a
That's cool.
neat little treat
Yeah.
there.
Some ukuleles.
Look at all these.
Some banjos back here.
Look at all these
kinds
pedals.
of cases, bags.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it. Anything to do with especially guitars, amps, and drums.
Cases in the back over here. Okay. And then
Graphic picks,
all these
Oh, cool.
cases
new and
here.
used bags, whatnot.
You said these are electric ukuleles? What are they?
Ukulele.
Or what are these?
Acoustic
These are the
Those
ones.
are mandolins.
Mandolins.
Mandolin,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I
And
see.
banjos up here.
Here we got. It's our bluegrass wall.
Yeah.
Bass guitar.
Banjos.
Banjos, dobros, mandolins, stuff like that.
Okay.
Basses down in this area.
What's this little guy right here?
What's that? That is electric fiddle.
An electric
It's a
fiddle.
Fender electric fiddle.
That's cool.
Kind of a little
That's really
Unique-y
cool.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
How about that?
so
I wish I could play that.
that needs. And that fiddle needs dusted, by the way.
Yeah.
Hope that didn't come out too bad.
Let's head on to the drum room.
This is all a bunch more amps.
Look
up
at all the
here.
amps. Look at all these amps,
Wow.
folks.
We're in the process now of building another display for the amps.
Look at all these
Nice.
amps.
going to be a similar kind of thing, but a little more room with it.
Some good prices on these, everyone.
You would know. I have
I know.
I have no frame of reference.
Again, it's all on our website. We kind of give a lot of general things on there, and then it's also you can link over to our Reverb page, which is kind of like eBay but for music gear.
Okay.
And that's where we're doing all, instead of having our own separate shopping cart that nobody knows where it's at.
Okay.
Reverb, you get millions.
Gotcha.
So we just kind of use that as our shopping cart.
Okay.
That's one of our big pushes right now is trying. I've got maybe 10%, if that, of our stuff on Reverb.
Okay.
Get more of that
And we
stuff
need
out
to
there.
get more of that stuff out there. It's just hard to, you know, it's a whole,
Well
the
done.
internet part of it is it's a whole other job.
Oh yeah.
So,
It's cool. Lots of microphones.
Microphones.
and I'm old, so.
Microphones.
Nice.
And again, now I know the prices. I know those are good prices.
You know, we got mics from $20 on up.
Yep.
Any levels.
Yep.
That's the one thing, I hate to admit it, but with just the overseas, kind of the whole world getting smaller, a lot of the, quote, cheaper stuff has actually gotten a lot better.
Okay.
I knew that. Remember I told you about that light was been going on and off?
Yeah.
I knew it would be off if we come over here.
Sure.
Wow.
That's a guarantee.
Oh my gosh.
And here we are in the
So
drum
this is,
room.
This is Dig's drum room. I don't know if you got a shot of my
So many drums.
I didn't see. Was it there?
up on top of the door.
Up on top of the door.
Thing.
Diggs drum room. Here we go. Heading in. It says Dustin Isaac said, "Go slow in the drum room for us drum nerds."
Okay.
All right,
All right, Dustin.
He was just in about 2 cents off me a week or so ago.
So these are all different snare sets over on this side, and then the drum pedal, the bass pedals over there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sets mixed throughout.
Look at all these.
Love these kids sets up
Yeah.
here.
Kid,
That's
those
cool.
are all
Just
kid
in
sets.
time for Christmas.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Just in
say,
time for
Salesman
Christmas.
mode.
get some for your kiddos.
All right, looking over this way. Whoa, we got a whole.
Watch your step because, like I said, I got a whole bunch of drums and some PA gear in yesterday. That's just sitting here. I've got to go through and
Okay. These
test it,
are
appraise it, whatnot.
these are cymbal stands. Is
Yeah,
that
we
what
got
these all are?
basically the hi-hat stands here, boom stands here, straight stands in front of this.
Straight stands over
Got
there.
them separated, but yeah, basically cymbal stands.
Okay. Big set up above. All right.
This is one of my new favorites.
What's with the
Mini Purple Pearls.
Oh my gosh.
what's with the audio DJ light bar? Is that for you to just have fun?
Yeah, pretty much.
I love it.
You see the hangers on there.
Soon as I
It's
saw-
hard when you get lights, to have a place that's not permanent for
Right,
them.
right.
So I just put those hooks up.
That's
like,
great.
Yeah, there it is.
That works.
Here's the cymbal area. Look at all the cymbals, guys.
Nice.
And again, I this is an ignorant question just because I don't know the answer.
I specialize in ignorant questions.
All right, so the size of the cymbal is based on the tone that it will provide.
Well, size and thickness.
Okay,
Uh,
so smaller is higher and bigger is lower. Is that it?
not
Or?
necessarily. It depends on how thick you go. A small, thick cymbal versus a bigger, thin cymbal. How it cuts. There's just a lot of things to it.
Okay,
And also the content, the alloy that's used.
okay.
Bronze, brass content, things like that. All that makes a huge difference.
So
And
you
it also makes a huge price difference.
so when you store these, like I'm looking at a whole set right here.
Mhm.
They're just sitting on top of each
Yeah,
other.
it's just convenient to.
That way you could just see and okay.
Yeah, it's hard to set them all up and have. I'd love to have enough space to where I could have everything set up.
Sure, sure.
But also that I'm also right on the route where school lets out. So about 3 o'clock, if I had them all set up, I'd have
10
kids
kids in here, bam, bam,
Oh
bam.
my gosh.
There would be a good and bad to that.
Yeah. Do kids come in here after school?
Sometimes,
Like,
yeah, they always
sometimes.
come in just kind of check it out.
That's
and,
cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's
Okay.
good little after-school
I see a
thing
couple
to do.
trumpets over there. That's just
Yeah,
as
we
trade-ins?
get them in used. Yeah, somebody will say, "Hey, we've got a lady." Well, we've got several people, but the one I'm thinking of in particular, she does a lot of estate sales, auctions, whatever, and she'll bring anything musical. She brings it to us. Okay, we'll put it there, and she brings us guitars, amps, whatever.
Okay. So, and again, back to that garage sale flea market thought process. You never know what you're going to find in here until you walk around.
Exactly.
That's the issue, right?
That silly line in Pawn Star, you never know what's coming through the door. It's really true. We don't from time to time, day to day. Who knows what's going to come through?
Really unique stuff though. Like I've never seen drums like that with the yellow around the outside.
What are those? That Steelers drums?
Yeah, that's got a big story to it. I got those in.
Oh, look, they are. Look.
Well, that's a different set, yeah. I can't believe all the Steelers stuff I've got in here, and I'm a Browns fan. What the heck?
Yeah. Gotta have more cowbell.
What get much more cowbell than that.
What is that?
Not on one stand.
What's that called?
Just cowbells.
Just a cowbell stand? No way.
Yep.
I have one at home.
Just one, not 5 in a row.
Just one. No, I'm not that cool.
You have some cowbell, not more cowbell.
Yeah, mine's a mobile cowbell. Go ahead. All right, I'll get this set back up and we'll finish up here. Got a couple minutes left. That was the tour. That was the 5-second tour.
What's known as the nickel tour.
The nickel tour. That's right.
Yeah, let's see some of these comments we had.
There's a ton of comments. So why don't you go? Hold on. Let me get you plugged in, and you can go over that. And all right, go ahead and say something and ask if everybody can hear you.
All right, can everybody hear me? Now let him plug back in. Check. Somebody put a thumbs up on there for me.
Okay. Usually there's an 8 to 10 second delay, so you'll get a thumbs up here momentarily. All right. Okay.
All right, we got a comment, so.
There's a ton of comments.
There, we got some thumbs ups.
Yep.
All right, we love all these comments from Dustin Isaac. He said, cool drum riser dig.
Yeah, that's right. You haven't been in since we had
Go
that. Yeah.
slow in the drum room, like Hank said earlier.
I've known Dustin since he literally was a baby.
Okay, I love that.
Who's TB Foot?
Foot, he's a bass player up in Cleveland. What's going on, Foot?
He said, how you doing?
Love that.
All right, what did I just do? Keep going.
Oh, and then somebody else from Dave Thomas.
Yeah, what's up, Foot? Yeah, Foot's a great guy.
Dorothy Adams says, sweet. So,
all right, so
good stuff.
Yay. That was cool and enlightening to me. Again, music, as a DJ, music, as you would imagine, is an enormous part of my life and my children. But I don't make it. I play it. What would be the right word? I facilitate music, but I've never been a creator of it. I mean, I told you I played the saxophone, right. But it's not like I've never had this kind of a lifestyle. I've never been able to understand all this, and it's an immersion that it's like if you're into Legos, you're into Legos. If you're into guitars, you are into guitars. Like I've covered Guitar Fest twice now. Yeah. Both times it was, you can never have, there's always room for one more.
Always. Yeah.
That's the thought. And it's like,
or you get rid of one to replace it with your latest,
right.
Kind of.
So how does that work from a thought process? And like, for example, you're into music, you're doing your thing. Is there a difference in the guitars themselves or the drums themselves where you can noticeably notice that?
There is a difference in every aspect of them. Some people get kind of, in my opinion, ridiculously into every little nuance. And it's like, okay, yeah, it makes a mathematical difference, but the old tried and true line as far as like guitar players, what has the biggest effect on your tone? Right there. Right. It's the player. It's how you play, Obviously, I mean, from different strings, different pickups, different guitars, different woods, all that stuff makes a difference.
Well, that's why you carry so many different kinds, because different guitar players are going to like different kinds of guitars. Sure. But if it's a good guitar and a good guitar player, then that's really
another
matters,
thing.
Right?
The high dollar, American stuff, whatever, has always been good and still is good. Mm-hmm. Used to be the import stuff is import. Well, with the advent of the CNC machine, that's really the imports up, because I would say they're making using the same CNC machine in Indonesia that they're using in Memphis or wherever.
Okay.
It's, I'd love to sit there and do nothing but promote American, but the fact is,
right,
the import
unless they're
stuff,
like handcrafting it themselves, which there are people who do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
see
some
it
of
as
them.
much.
So there are just so many things to go as far as the instruments themselves. Then you get into the whole creative music, like you were talking about. That's a whole separate animal.
Yeah.
I love
You know.
these
Chris.
comments. These are my favorite
Yeah.
comments ever. Christopher Haas says, the optimum number of guitars, the guitars you own plus one. He who dies with the most
Yeah.
guitars wins. I
That
want to
was-
buy the Zildjian China cymbal.
Yeah, come
He
on.
said, great job, Diggy Bear.
That's my high school
Rob
buddy,
Wolf.
Rob.
These are just
Wayne,
awesome
the
comments.
Zildjian China symbol he wants.
Yeah.
That's the one he's got in here. Yeah, a little cheap promotion there, Wayne.
Yeah, he did a.
That's
Also,
funny.
speaking of promotion, John Green's on there. Hey, John, you notice our background? That's his amp that he's selling
nice.
with the Igniter.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. So that brings up another question then. All right. So back in the day, when guys would do their thing, they would smash a guitar. So did they have like a specific smash guitar? Like, I'm going to play one song on this and then destroy
Depends
it.
on how much they were getting paid.
You know what I'm saying, though?
You know, the Pete Townsend, where he didn't care.
didn't care
I
at
don't.
all, yeah,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
think.
think so
Yeah, he'd
either.
smash whatever, and then okay,
I don't think
somebody
they've
pay
been
for it
mad
and buy
about
me
that.
another one. Now we do get forever. I've had people come in. Hey, you got something cheap? We just want to smash it for theatrics tonight. Okay, we got. We always have a lot of guitars. We call them our undie hundies. That you could take and play a gig with them if you wanted to, 70,
Mhm.
$80. So yeah, there's that end of it. And us poor working musicians, you better believe it's a junk guitar that's getting smashed.
Right.
Although, quick story, we were playing Ravenna Balloon Affair for a July 4th thing, and our guitar player, Tim Yarmouth at the time, decided, going into the fireworks, he's going to play the Star Spangled Banner, the Hendrix thing. And this, by the way, Tim Yarmouth's like just guitar god. He's just really good.
He can play it well.
So he's playing that, and it's good. And the fireworks are starting to go off. We're thinking, I kind of get goosebumps just thinking about it because it was just one of those things. And he got so caught up in the emotion of when he was done. Bam!
Oh my God.
And he's like, that was his guitar. That was his main guitar. What did I just do?
He smashed it. He didn't mean to. Oh
Horrible
my
turn of
gosh.
events.
That's
Horrible.
crazy. He must have been really wrapped up in the emotion.
Oh yeah, he was. It was a great performance, but
Right.
his guitar didn't like it too
No,
much.
That is great.
That's
That is great.
crazy. Oh my gosh. I love that.
You got anything else?
Do we got anything else? No. The only thing I was thinking, and I don't know if we could do it because we'd have to go back. I want to hear you play something.
I can't even
Can you
hardly
pick
play
up a
anymore.
guitar and play something?
Unfortunately, I don't play out.
No?
Arthritis got me.
Okay.
Well, and-
I can't hold on to the
I
sticks
thought about
very
that too,
long.
but when I looked around the room,
I know.
miss
I didn't
playing
see
so
his
much
set that was set up where he could.
I know. That's
Yeah.
why
No.
I said if he wanted to pick
I
up a
still have
guitar, but-
one of my sets set up in the back room
Okay.
because I want to start practicing, but every time I sit down, I'll play a little bit. It's like it hurts.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
What the heck, So,
Well,
So
it's gonna
as
get
play
better
much.
so that you can do that.
well, they keep injecting me
Feel
with
it.
stuff. We'll
I
find something
feel
that
it.
works.
So as we wrap this up, you're caught in, as we talked about, like this time warp right now. So you got all this stuff, but what are the future plans? Like you're continuing to evolve.
Internet.
Yeah.
That's just got to be when I told you about being down in Am in a seminar, and they said that the two biggest things as a music store owner you've got to stay ahead of, you have to be online and you have to understand how to deal with millennials. You can't say that word like it's a bad word. It's not. It's just another generation, a Gen X, a boomer, it's just
Right.
another generation that
Yeah.
is going to think
That maybe
differently.
thinks it's
Every
different.
generation has thought differently than the
Mhm.
one prior. So you have to learn that stuff. And I admit for the last of the boomers here, I'm at the tail end of that. I'm a boomer Xer or whatever.
Boomer-Xer.
Whatever
Boom
we
Xer,
say.
we
Yeah.
said.
It can be hard, but that's what you got to do. And online, it's like owning a second store.
Yeah.
That's your second store, and it requires just as much time.
And do you ship?
That's a
You
regular
do your
store.
own shipping then?
Well, through Reverb, Reverb's a real easy platform to use because
Okay.
you get discounts and estimates, but we do over the phone too. That's not through Reverb, and do our own shipping.
Okay.
So we know
All
you have
kind of stuff.
Facebook. Do you have
Mhm.
other social media people can follow you on?
We
or-
have it.
You have it.
Unfortunately, I had a girl that was doing it, and she wasn't able to keep doing it. So
Okay.
we're kind of
So
looking
kind
to
of
get
Facebook
that
right
build
now
up.
and
Yeah,
then building the other stuff
but we do
later.
have Twitter and Instagram. It's
Okay.
Staff Music Akron. If you just Google, that's our website. That's our @ Staff Music Akron. Everything Staff Music Akron. You Google
that.
that and you'll find us.
It's super important, guys, to support these local businesses. I always just like come back to
Amen.
that. It is just like so important. Christmas is coming, Hanukkah is coming, whatever you celebrate is coming. All of the holidays are coming. And yeah, if you're buying gifts for people, come and support your local businesses. This is an awesome one for music. So please, please support. This has been really great.
I like the way you think.
I know. I am trying. Maybe I should put this on 330. I'm trying to buy all my Christmas presents this year only from local businesses.
Okay.
Trying.
It's tough.
So
Okay.
maybe we should do something on that.
We could try.
Christmas gifting locally.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well,
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
But yeah, thanks so much for telling us about the shop.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it.
And it's been great. And this is what we do, right? I always say I love using the term Akron kids doing Akron things.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is it. And you know, the Akron music scene has been very influential over the decades. And you know, I walk down the halls of Firestone High School and I see all their placards up on the walls with Chrissy Hine with the black keys, yeah, and all those guys. So yeah, I mean, it's important to stay part of that community and to maintain that community thought process. And what Sarah said is very important. Small business is the backbone of any community. You know, because the chains can come and go as they please, and they close whenever they feel like. I mean, how many times TGI Fridays, wasn't it? They told their employees like the morning of, hey, we're closing.
Right. Shut down.
You go find a job. We're shut tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Another check mark on a ledger.
Right.
So,
Yeah. It's like this store is making money. We're closing it down. Right. So that's why it's so much more important to me to and that's why we do what we do here at 330 to Go.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it's been great. Thanks for telling us about the shop, folks. Make sure you stop out here. The address is
610 Canton Road.
610 Canton Road.
44312.
Parking is limited. You can park out back and then walk around the front, or there's a little area off to the side you can park. But again, just to give you a landmark, it's 2 seconds north of Hamburger Station. Okay.
We have the state's worst parking and the state's best prices.
There you go.
That?
Love it.
Worst parking, best prices.
We're all about slogans today.
Yeah. So next week all right. So I covered the community garden Akron project, and in North Hill, there's just a very large Nepali and Bhutanese community. Okay, it has basically taken over what used to be the Italian community of North Hill. I just read on Twitter, Segedy was tweeting about it just this past week. Next week, we are going into the heart of that community, and we are going to be at a Himalayan dance studio.
That's awesome.
Not my department. I'm happy to see what they do. I have no idea what to expect.
That's pretty awesome.
Like, you want to come to that one?
I might.
It's set, but it's Sunday morning, so you might be in it.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it.
All right, we'll talk about it out there. But I'm going to a Himalayan dance studio next week, located right here in Akron. You wouldn't even know it was there. But we're gonna be live.
Good stuff.
And then throughout the course of the week, I'm gonna be doing our drop-ins. If you want to sponsor local, speaking of, sponsor this show. Go to our Patreon website. We're asking for $1 a month to keep bringing you this programming. I sound like NPR right now. Should there be a fly on my head right now? $1 a month is all we're asking from all of our regular, or 5 or 10 or whatever. But the point is, it allows us to get better programming, hire more people, get some staff. I'm not gonna. Should I do the breaking news thing? Sure. Where's that? Here's this one. We'll do that one. All right. So we do have. It's not yet confirmed. Potentially not 1, but 2 interns starting in January. What? We're gonna grow this thing, man. We're growing so fast. We thank you all for tuning in and watching regularly. But it's time to go next level now. At this point, why not? Okay. But hey, this week I'm also gonna be dropping in. God, where am I going? Oh, I'm telling the story of the Rubber City Theater. I'm going to meet them on Tuesday. Now, if you are a Patreon, I'd already posted it in there, and you would already know that. On Tuesday, I'm going to be sharing the story of the Rubber City Theater, which is where I just got to see Sherlock Holmes last week.
So cool.
So cool. All right. Until then, I don't know where I'm going, but there ain't no sense of me late. Dig, join me, and say goodnight, Shirley.
Good night, Shirley.
Night, Shirley.
This podcast is a copyright of Moon Garden Media Limited.
Oh, just a lot of peanut butter.